productive in your company, in order to be an effective CEO, in order to be an effective executive, you have to have structure to your day. I think a lot of people feel like structure is bad. I think at certain times in your life, structure can be bad, or in certain moderation, structure can be bad, but structure is your friend, and that's something that I'm learning. So I'll show you how I structure my day. So I think it's really important to point out that before starting your day, a lot happens the night before. So the night before, there's a few things that I do. So schedule overview, and basically this allows me to know what I need to be preparing for in terms of my to-do list that night. How should I be preparing for tomorrow? Lets me know what I need to wear. Am I going to be doing some important interview, or is some important person coming in? I also look at what the temperature is so that I can kind of prepare that piece. Number 2 after that is planning my to-do list. This allows me to be prepared, so when I have meetings or if I have to speak, I'm prepared. Number 3 is get my outfit ready. Gotta look good. So get my outfit ready. All right, so the next section is kind of the work day. So I usually sleep in compared to most people because I get a lot more done. I'm a lot more creative at night. So there's this other section which will be at night. So I usually wake up about 8:15. And first thing that I do is I check emails, I check Slack, because some people start before me. Sometimes I wake up later. So people are already in the office and they're already answering questions that I gave them the night before. All right, so no breakfast or anything like that. I usually get to the office right about 8:50. Next up, 9 o'clock, first meeting. So I usually have meetings in the mornings. So it's actually helps me to have a meeting at 9 a.m. because then I know that I have to get up. And so I'll get up at a better time. So meetings up until lunch. So I try to go to lunch with a different employee every day. It doesn't always work out like that, but I try to have lunch to stay connected with the people on the team. I don't get to work with a lot of people on the team. I don't get to, ask them how their day is going. I don't get to interact with 70 some people. I don't get to interact with people as much as I would like. And so lunch is a cool way of getting to understand how everything is going from their perspective, how we can be better, and just hearing how things are going. So it's really cool. So that's 12 to 1. And then 1 to 5 or so. So between 1 to 5 is typically meetings, free time, which is when I get to work on my to-do list and then catch up with different people on the team. And during meetings, here is when I'm filling out my to-do list, sometimes during lunch as well. So I'm usually adding stuff to my to-do list. I try to check email during these periods as much as possible. I do have an assistant who helps me out with that, which is amazing. So yeah, this is pretty much how I scheduled this. And then usually from 5 to 7 or so, I usually leave the office somewhere around 6:30, 7 o'clock. So 5 to 7 is when I'll spend a little bit more time either talking with our director of engineering, director of product, or I catch up on some of the to-dos that I wasn't able to handle during the day. So I'd say more deep dive, 7 to 9, let's say. All right, so from 7 to 9, this is my dinner, wife time. It depends. Today I'm going to the gym. So it just depends on my wife's schedule. If she has plans, then I'll go to the gym. If she doesn't have plans, then I'll spend that time with her. And then usually 9 to, 1 o'clock is work. So 9 to 1 is when I do a couple of things. So I have closer relationships with a bunch of our clients. So I'll usually talk with clients. I'll spend some time on social media. This is where a lot of people are talking about the latest in Amazon. And so it's a great way of keeping up with my relationships. That's when I knock out some of my to-dos. That's when I start managing to-dos for tomorrow. Again, this is where this kind of stuff starts going on. But yeah, this is where I get to actually do some good creative work, knock out a bunch of my to-dos that I didn't get to during the day. All right, so also during this time, I spend a good amount of time reading. So whether I'm reading a book or I'm reading my Bible, or I also just read a lot of articles, what's going on in tech, what's going on in data science, you name it. So I'm usually in bed between 1 and 2 now. So 1 to 2 is bed. All right guys, so this is how I structure my day. I know some CEOs, and I imagine as like we continue to grow, I might get a little more regimented about like going to the gym or waking up at a better time. I think that depending on where you're at, your schedule will look different, but I'm really interested in how you structure your day. Let me know down below in the comments, like, is this pretty similar to how you structure your day? Is it very dissimilar to how you structure your day? And if it is different, how is it different? All right, so I hope that this has been helpful in sharing just a little bit of insight in what I'm learning and how I'm trying to level up as a CEO and moving from entrepreneur to executive. Hopefully this helps you get one step closer to achieving your dreams. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks so much for checking out the video. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you want to see the day-to-day, come check me out on my personal Instagram. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it. And come check me out on personal.